is not strong enough, so the class will be held through my through the hotspot of my mobile. So there will be no video, only audio. So should I start now?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay, let us start. So we started design of classes. Am I audible? You can listen to me.
Yes, sir.
And the screen is okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we defined classes, and we also mentioned the different types of classes. These we mentioned, and it was already mentioned that we will discuss on fiction classes only. And we also we also mentioned the differences between the or rather differences among coupling and clutch and brake. These things we have discussed yesterday. Now the single plate clutch, it was mentioned, and here these are the two discs, and here there is friction lining, and this is the contact lever for the operation of clutch, that means for engagement and disengagement. And this is the actuating spring. It is a compressive spring, and this compressive spring gives the is the source of the actuating force. Okay, these things we have discussed, and also I mentioned the advantages, that is smooth engagement, sleep occurs only during the process of engagement, and once it is engaged there is no sleep. And most importantly, the function of clutch is that is it can act as a safety device. So this is a very important function of a clutch. That means when there is overload, then sleep will sleep would arise, and sleep would come in picture, and it just saves the machine from failure. So this is a very important thing for clutch. Now this one, this is the line diagram. You see, that means this is the driving shaft, and this is the driven shaft, and this is the arrangement. These are spring, this is the arrangement, and this is the friction lining. And obviously there will be splined key, so that it can be shifted along the axis of the shaft. Now, method of analysis. In the method of analysis, we were mentioning the terms, that is uniform pressure condition and uniform wear condition. So we will discuss the two mechanism for analysis. Now you just try to follow that this is the plate and this is the friction lining. So consider a new machine. When it is a new machine, there is no wear, so obviously the plate is perfectly flat. Okay, so when plate is perfectly flat, then the uniform pressure condition works. Why it is uniform pressure? Because the plate is perfectly flat, so obviously when it will touch the friction plate, then the pressure will be uniform. Now now we are analyzing on the basis of uniform pressure condition. Now this is the disc, the friction lining. So pressure distribution is uniform along the friction lining. Now a strip of thickness dr is considered at the diameter small r. Now this is small d, this is capital D, and in between the small d and capital D, that is the friction lining. Now this elemental area of radial thickness dr, that is d equal to 2 pi r dr. Now normal force on this area, dp is 2 pi r dr multiplied by small p. So normal force on this area dp is 2 pi r dr multiplied by small p. Now elemental frictional force, so this is the normal force, so multiply it by mu, then this will be the elemental frictional force dF. So elemental frictional torque, say it is dmt, obviously it will be equal to, so force is here dA multiplied by small r, so it is twice pi mu pr squared dr. So total frictional torque, so that will be twice pi mu, so this r is variable, so the value will be from d by 2 small d by 2 to capital D by 2, that is the integration limit. So pr squared dr, so this is the integration. Now capital P, that is the actuating force, total normal or actuating force. This P will be now what is the value of P, total P, that is twice pi r dr multiplied by small p. So this is the total P. So the for the purpose of integration, the limit will be small d by 2 to capital D by 2, and we can get this equation, that is P equal to pi small p by 4 into capital D square minus small d square. So this is the total normal or actuating force. Now, using these two equations, we can write that mt is equal to mu p by 3 d cube minus d cube divided by d square minus d square. So for uniform pressure condition, this is the value of mt, that is the total frictional torque. Now, what is uniform wear condition? Now, for uniform pressure condition, at the beginning, we can consider it as uniform pressure condition because it is flat, completely flat. Now, rubbing velocity will be maximum at the extremities. So, with the increase of radius, the rubbing velocity will increase. So, with the increase of rubbing velocity, obviously wear will be higher. So, there is more wear at outer radius than at inner radius. Okay. So, if the wear will occur at the outer region, so the flatness of the surface will be lost. So the contact will be towards the inner surface, because at the outer surface there is wear. So since there is wear, there is no contact. The contact will be absent. So since contact will be absent, the wear will be towards the inner radius region, towards the inner region. So pressure no longer remains constant after the passage of time. So after the passage of time, that is, the pressure is not uniform. So uniform pressure condition will be ceased after some passage of time of operation. So to account for this, uniform wear theory is considered. That means pressure at inner radius is considered to be more than pressure at outer radius, because at the outer radius it is already worn out. Okay, so pressure at the inner radius is more. So now the axial wear is proportional to the frictional work. Wear is proportional to the frictional work. You will accept this point. Now this frictional work is proportional to frictional force mu p and rubbing velocity at radius r, that is twice pi r n, that is the rubbing velocity if n is the RPM. So wear is proportional to mu p multiplied by twice pi r n. This is the wear. Now for this equation, n and mu are constant. N is the RPM and mu is the coefficient of friction. So wear is proportional to PR. Wear is proportional to PR from this. Now when wear is uniform, wear is uniform means PR will be equal to constant. PR will be equal to constant. So taking it as C, the torque equation will be mt twice pi mu PR square dr. That was the equation with the limit small d by 2 to capital D by 2. with the limit small d by 2 to capital D by 2. So we can use PR equal to C, the constant term. So taking out PR from here, then it will be twice pi mu C, then RDR. And from this, the equation will be capital D square minus small d square. Now what is this PA? This is PA. Now for uniform wear condition, you see at the outer radius the pressure is so in uniform pressure situation, this is the distribution of force. But now here at the outer radius the pressure will be lower than the inner radius region. So the it will be equal to pi mu Pa by D by 8 into d square minus d square. So ultimately C is replaced by PR, and then this P is equal to PA. So the equation will be taking this form. Now load equation. Load equation will be, this equation is already there. So load equation, that means in the earlier slide, this is the load equation. This is the load equation. So we have taken out C outside. PR was inside, so take out PR. Since PR is constant, so twice pi C dr. So ultimately it will take this form. So from these two equations, that means from these two equations, we get mt is equal to mu p by 4 into capital D plus small d, the torque transmitting capacity of a single pair of contacting surfaces. So this is the torque transmitting capacity for a single pair of contacting surfaces when we consider uniform wear condition. So the position is we have to consider in fact uniform wear condition, because at the beginning there is uniform pressure condition, but the uniform pressure condition becomes abolished. It becomes absent after some passage of time. So obviously there will be uniform wear condition. Now the peculiarity of uniform wear condition is that at the beginning there is uniform pressure, then there is wear at the outer region, then there will be no wear because there is no contact at the outer region, so there will be wear in the inner region. When there is some wear in the inner region, then the outer region will come in contact. So when outer region will come in contact, the inner region will go out of contact. That means there is less wear, and higher wear will be in the outer region. Again, on the outer region there will be wear, so it becomes out of contact, it goes out of contact, and inner region comes into contact, and there is wear. So the wear toggles between outer region and inner region. So this is the situation for a practical case. So we this is the uniform wear condition. So whether there is any question up to this?
স্যার এখানে পিটা কি অ্যাক্সিয়াল থ্রাস্ট?
হ্যাঁ
স্যার এখানে
হ্যাঁ ওটা অ্যাক্সিয়াল থ্রাস্ট।
স্যার ক্লাসে মনে হয় কয়েকজন একটা এন্টার করতে চাইছেন, আপনি কাইন্ডলি স্যার একটুখানি এন্ট্রি দেবেন।
Now whether it is okay up to this.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay up to this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. স্যার আরেকজন ঢুকতেছে।
So, torque transmitting capacity is mt equal to mu p by 4 into capital D plus small d for a single pair of contracting surfaces. This is the torque transmitting capacity. Now, for uniform wear, when pressure lining is new, what I have just discussed, when pressure lining is new, uniform pressure condition is applicable. So P is constant. P is constant makes wear proportional to PR into wear proportional to R, because P is constant. Wear proportional to PR means ultimately wear proportional to R, since P is constant. Therefore, wear at the outer radius will be more. I was talking that where the outer radius is more. This is the thing for this thing. This wear will release the pressure at the outer edge. Obviously, pressure will be released at the outer edge. The release of pressure in turn stops wear at the outer edge. So wear then occurs only at the inner edge, inner region, due to contact of pressure plates. This in turn releases pressure in the inner region and thereby stops further wear at the inner edge. So wear then starts at the outer edge. So wear thus occurs alternatively at inner and outer edges, complying PR equal to constant. So that is an uniform wear model. So complying PR equal to constant. So why it is uniform wear? It is uniform wear because arrangement automatically arises so that PR is constant. This is the thing. So it automatically arises. The process gives birth to this mechanism, that is PR equal to constant. Is it clear to you? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So rewriting the torque equation for uniform wear, mt equal to mu p by 4 plus d plus this equation. Right now, if we replace this equation by mt equal to mu p rf, where rf is the rf is friction radius, then rf is 1/4 d plus d. For uniform pressure condition, the rf will be this is the mt for uniform pressure condition. So this is the equation of mt for uniform wear condition. So this is rf. Now look at this equation for mt, which occurs for uniform pressure condition. So look at this. So rf will be 1/3 d cube minus d cube divided by d square minus d square. So this rf is called the friction radius. So friction radius for uniform wear is 1/4 capital D plus small d, and this will be 1/3 d cube minus d cube divided by d square minus d square. This is for uniform wear condition. So this RF will act for some period of time at the beginning, but after that the RF will be considered is 1/4 D plus T. Now you see, this is RF for uniform wear condition, this is RF for uniform pressure condition. Now this is greater than this. If you just put some value and you can check it that this is greater than this. So if this is greater than this, so obviously torque transmission capacity for the uniform pressure condition is slightly higher than uniform wear condition. Okay, since this is greater than this. Is it clear? It's okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now transmission capacity. Torque transmission capacity for uniform wear. So our equation is this. This equation already derived. So manipulating this. So mu p Rm. Rm being the mean radius. So this is mean radius. This part is mean radius. So this plus this divided by 2 is the mean radius. So Rm is the mean radius. So torque transmitting capacity can be increased by the following methods. Look at this equation. By using the material with higher mu, by increasing P, that is the actuating force, by increasing Rm of friction disk. So from this equation we can state that by these three methods the torque transmitting capacity for a single disc single plate friction single plate clutch, we can increase the torque transmitting capacity. Now a service factor is introduced. The service factor is introduced for at the initial position the higher torque is required. Obviously this is very obvious. You can get this point, that is at the initial position higher torque requirement is there for accelerating from rest and for fluctuating torque developed by prime movers. If there is fluctuating torque, then Ks should be there. So Ks should be there considering the initial higher torque requirement and to consider to cope with the situation of fluctuating torque developed by prime mover. And for that empty design, so ultimately empty design on the basis of which the design is done, one case should be introduced in this manner.
স্যার স্যার এখানে পিটা আর হচ্ছে আরএমটা কিভাবে ইনক্রিজ করা হয় টু ইনক্রিজ দ্য টর্ক ট্রান্সমিটিং ক্যাপাসিটি?
আচ্ছা, এখানে দেখো এই তো d/2 বা d/2, ফলে এই d যদি তুমি ম্যানিপুলেট করো, ঠিক আছে, অর্থাৎ স্মল d টু ক্যাপিটাল D এইটা যদি ম্যানিপুলেট করো তাহলে তোমার আরএমটা বেড়ে যাবে। বুঝতে পারছো? ছবিটা দেখো।
আর স্যার পিটা
হ্যাঁ, পি হচ্ছে অ্যাকচুয়েটিং ফোর্স, তোমাকে অ্যাকচুয়েটিং ফোর্সটা বাড়াতে হবে, ঠিক আছে, অর্থাৎ তোমার স্প্রিংটা সেরকম হতে হবে। অ্যাকচুয়েটিং ফোর্স depends on the spring, clear, and mu depends on the material. So by manipulating mu, P and Rm, you can increase the value of MT. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now the service factor is recommended by manufacturers, and there is a table of service factor. Now you just try to get the point say type of prime mover, steam and gas turbine. That means what is done? This is the driver side, and on the other side there is driven. So on the driver side is there, if there is steam and gas turbine. Now if it is light and steady load 1, moderate load 1.25, medium load 1.5, heavy duty load 1.75. Now instead of steam and gas turbine, if it is AC electric motor, then it will be 1.25, 1.50, 1.50 or 1.75. For DC electric motor, these are the values. For spark ignition petrol engine, these are the values, and this is manufacturers should be consulted for getting this value for heavy duty. Compression ignition engine, that is diesel engine, these are the values. Okay, so this service factor is required to be considered for getting the design equation. Okay, so this is the importance of service factor. Now there are some particulars before using this, and those are also important. That is, since power is equal to torque into speed, so higher the speed, lower is the torque. Higher the speed, lower is the torque, obviously, for a particular power transmission, and less is the cost of clutch. Okay. Higher the speed, lower is the torque. If torque is lower, then obviously the cost of clutch will be lower, because the torque depends on what factors you have just seen. Now, this is a very important thing. So, where the clutch should be placed, this is the point. That means there is higher speed side. In the transmission line, there is higher speed side. There is engine and there is gearbox. Okay. So in the transmission line, there is engine and gearbox, and from the gearbox there is the mill, that is the machine which is to be driven. So engine, gearbox and the mill, that is the machine what is to be driven. So where the clutch should be placed, this is the important question. So considering this statement, that will higher the speed, lower is the torque, and lower is the cost of the clutch. So where it should be placed, on the higher speed side or lower speed side? This is the question.
The higher speed side, sir.
So it is therefore imperative on the users to place the clutch on higher speed side. Okay. Higher speed side means in the transmission line. In the transmission line, there is engine and gearbox, and then gearbox and mill, that is the machine. So we have to place in between engine and gearbox. Okay. Clear? From the gearbox, speed is reduced. So the clutch is used on the higher speed side. Now the mu for automotive clutches, using asbestos as lining material, it is 0.3 to 0.4 if the material is asbestos. The allowable pressure on the friction lining is 0.1 to 0.25 Newton per millimeter square. This allowable pressure, that is the actuating pressure. This pressure is allowed for asbestos. So is it okay? What we discussed in this slide, is it okay?
স্যার টর্ক মানে তো আমাদের
Yes.
যেটা লোড হয় সেটার বিয়ারিং ক্যাপাসিটি, তো ওটা ছাড়া আর কি কি ফ্যাক্টরের উপর ডিপেন্ড করে টর্কটা?
বলো।
হ্যাঁ স্যার
টর্ক মানে তো
বলছিলাম।
পাওয়ার, টর্ক মানে তো
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
পাওয়ার, হ্যাঁ, যে পাওয়ারটা তুমি ট্রান্সমিট করবে, যে পাওয়ারটা তুমি ট্রান্সমিট করবে সেটা টর্ক মাল্টিপ্লাইড বাই স্পিড। তাহলে বুঝতেই পারছো পাওয়ারটা যদি হয়, একটা ফিক্সড রিকোয়ারমেন্ট হয়, তাহলে তুমি স্পিড যদি বাড়িয়ে দাও তাহলে টর্ক কমবে, বুঝেছ? তাহলে যেখানে স্পিডটা বেশি সেখানে তোমার টর্কটা কম। সেখানে ট্রান্সমিশন লাইন, একটা ট্রান্সমিশন লাইন কনসিডার করো। ট্রান্সমিশন লাইনে একদিকে প্রাইম মুভার আছে, আর একদিকে তোমার আছে ড্রিভেন সাইড, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য মেশিন যেটাকে তুমি ড্রাইভ করতে চাইছো। প্রাইম মুভার সাইডে স্টিম ইঞ্জিন থাকতে পারে, টারবাইন থাকতে পারে, মোটর থাকতে পারে, অনেক কিছু থাকতে পারে। আর অথবা স্টিম ইঞ্জিন বা তোমার ইন্টারনাল কম্বাসন ইঞ্জিন, হোয়াট এভার ইট মে বি। সো অন দ্যাট সাইড দেয়ার ইজ ইঞ্জিন। আর একটা সাইডে তোমার আছে যেটাকে তুমি ড্রাইভ করতে চাইছো, মাঝখানে তোমার গিয়ার বক্স আছে, ঠিক আছে? Now multi-plate. So we have discussed single plate clutch. Now it is multi-plate clutch. Now go to the description. Two sets of disc. Disc A. So disc A is these are disc A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are disc A. And disc B. These are disc B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are disc B. Okay. And there is friction surface here. There is friction surface here. So for multiplate clutch, you see there is a friction surface here. There is a friction surface here also. So for disc A on the both sides, for disc B that is also on both sides. On both sides there is frictional lining. Okay. Now what is the arrangement here? These disc B are attached to this cage type of thing, through these 4 bolts, through bolts. Okay, it may be 4 number of through bolts. It is circular, so 4 number these through bolts are used for attaching all these discs to this rotating drum, a cage type of rotating drum. And this rotating drum is attached to the driving shaft. This rotating drum is attached to the driving shaft. Now on the driven side, these are the discs on the driven side, and these discs are attached to the driven shaft. So here ends the driven shaft for this figure, and here ends the driving shaft. So on the driven shaft, these smaller discs are attached to the driven shaft, and they are splined so that they can be shifted. So this is the arrangement for shifting, and there must be some arrangement for shifting. That arrangement is not shown here. Okay. There should be clearance fit between bolts and disc. Between bolt and disc there should be clearance fit so that they can be allowed to move axle. And this axial force P holds the disc together. This axial force P, that is the force, actuating force. This force, it holds the disc together. Now driving shaft makes the drum rotate. When driving shaft rotates, it makes the drum rotate. Drum in turn rotates the disc B obviously. Drum in turn rotates the disk B, and disk B in turn transmits power to the disk A, and disk A is keyed to driven shaft, so driven shaft rotates, is driven. So this is the arrangement. Disk A then transmit power to the driven shaft. So this is the arrangement of multiplet clutch. Is it clear? Description? Description is okay. This slide is okay. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sir,
sir.
Sir, the material for disk A and disk B based on what?
এগুলো পরে বলা হবে, এগুলো পরে বলা হবে, ঠিক
Okay,
আছে?
sir.
Now these equations we have already derived. This is for uniform pressure condition MT, and this is for uniform wear condition. Now for single plate, so for Z number of pairs of contacting plates, Z number of pairs of contacting plates, so you multiply by Z. Okay, Z number of pairs of contacting plates. Now how would we count this Z? This is an important thing. Method of counting number of disc. How do you count Z? Now this is the arrangement. Say arrangement is like this. Say there are 3 discs A. This is A, this is A, this is A. 3 disc A, and this is B and this is B. 2 B disc. Okay. They say this is the arrangement. So 4 pairs of contacting surfaces. This is 1 pair, second pair, third pair, and fourth pair. So 4 pairs of contacting surfaces. Now for this arrangement, how would you count Z? Now the method of counting Z is, now say number of discs. Number of discs equal to number of pairs of contacting surfaces plus 1. Do we accept this point? Number of pairs of contacting surfaces plus 1. So it will be equal to Z plus 1. Number of discs. So it is Z plus 1. Number of pairs of contacting surfaces Z plus 1. Okay. So Z equal to number of discs minus 1. And number of discs means Z1 plus Z2 minus 1. So this way we can calculate Z. So Z is equal to Z1 plus Z2 minus 1. Okay, or you can write it ZA plus ZB minus 1, whatever you write it. So Z1 is number of disc on driving shaft, Z2 is number of disc on driven shaft. Is it okay? How to count this Z? It's okay.
Yes, sir.
Then some more points are multiplet clutches. Number of pairs of contacting surfaces in single plate clutch is 1 or at best 2. That means if there is contact a friction lining on both, that is it should be 1. Now torque capacity increases with number of contacting surfaces. From this equation, torque capacity increases with the number of contacting surfaces. So size is small and compact. So size is small and compact compared to single plate clutch. Torque capacity increases with number of contacting surfaces. So number of contacting surfaces, you increase the number of contacting surfaces. So size is small and compact compared to single plate clutch, because for single plate clutch you have to you require a higher diameter that is small d and capital D should be higher. Friction force generates heat, obviously. So if work done is higher, more heat is generated. Multiple disk classes are therefore made wet. That means it should be wet, while single disk classes are dry. Why wet? Because if there is some fluid, if it is wet, then it can control that generation of heat. Wet condition reduces mu and thereby torque transmitting capacity compared to dry single plate classes. Wet condition reduces mu, so if mu is reduced, then torque transmitting capacity is also reduced. So for wet condition, mu will be reduced, obviously. If there is lubrication, obviously mu is reduced. This is the point here. So single plate clutch is used where higher radial space available, like trucks, cars, etc. That means higher radial space is available. You require some torque. There is a required torque. There is a required torque. So if you use single plate clutch, then the radius should be higher. So available space should be higher. So these are used for trucks and cars, etc. Multiple plate clutch is used in two-wheelers due to its compact size and space availability is low. So multiple plate clutch is used for two-wheelers. Now for dry condition has higher mu, like greater than 0.3, and for wet condition lower mu, like less than equal to 0.1. In dry condition, seals are provided. For dry condition, seals are provided to prevent contamination due to moisture. If you require, if you like to ensure dry condition, so it should be covered. There should be seal so that moisture cannot affect the region, affect the dryness. So this is not serious in wet condition. So seal may not be used for wet condition. Now problem of heat dissipation is more in dry condition, because for dry condition more heat will be generated. So heat should be released, it should be dissipated. So there must be some arrangement that heat can be dissipated. While in wet condition, lubricating oil carries some heat. So this is also an important point. Now wear rate in wet clutches is 1% of that in dry clutch. You just see the statement. Wear rate in wet clutches is 1% of that in dry clutches. So obviously if you can lubricate, so wear rate will be lower, and lower means 1%. Engagement in wet clutches is smoother than in dry clutches. So engagement of the two plates will be smoother in wet clutches than in dry clutches. So these are very simple thing. It's okay. This slide is okay. Is it okay?
Sir, in dry clutches also the friction is also there. Then there also be the case of heat generation. Then what is done there to reduce this?
That means there must be some arrangement so that heat can be dissipated. So more surface area, so heat is dissipated. There is conduction or convection. Convection, by these two methods, heat is dissipated. We will discuss the heat dissipation issue later on. We will discuss it. There is a there is a topic on heat dissipation that we will discuss. You keep your question now.
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, in automobiles, is dry clutch used or wet clutch?
In automobile, normally wet clutches are used.
Okay.
Now, friction materials. What should be the desirable property for friction materials? Higher values of mu, having abilities to remain constant over the entire range of temperature to be generated. So, mu should be higher, and there is temperature generation, high heat generation. So, over the entire range of temperature, mu should remain constant. This is a requirement from the mu. There should be good thermal conductivity for the friction material. Ability to remain unaffected by moisture, dirt, etc. So when you are using it in automobiles, there is moisture, there is dirt, etc. So among all these things, among these in this situation, it should remain unaffected. Okay, so this is the desirable property. High resistance to abrasive and adhesive wear. So there must be some wear. So if it is resistant to abrasive and adhesive wear, then obviously there will be less wear and higher life of the clutch. Ability to provide good distribution of pressure on contacting surfaces. So distribution of pressure, that ability should be there. Okay. Friction materials and contacting surfaces. এখানে জিজ্ঞাসা করছিল প্লেটগুলো কি হবে? Friction materials and contacting surfaces. So woven asbestos. Woven means you can understand the term woven. Woven asbestos over CI. This is the plate. Woven asbestos over CI. Molded asbestos over CI. Plate is CI. Bronze-based sintered metal over CI. This is the friction material. Bronze-based sintered metal over CI. Bronze-based sintered metal over steel. So steel and CI are the plates. Woven materials, in spite of being costly, have more flexibility and mu than molded materials. So this is another thing. So woven materials, has been for friction material, this should be woven material. It is more desirable. Okay. So these are the properties. Asbestos dust, if there is asbestos and if it is wear, so asbestos dust is carcinogenic if you inhale it. Metallic or semi-metallic fibers or powder is used in place of asbestos. The cause behind this is that because it is carcinogenic. Now preferred dimension for clutch spacing. This is the clutch spacing. This is the clutch spacing. Okay, outside diameter and inside diameter. And this is the friction material. This is the friction material. Now preferred outside diameter. These are the preferred outside diameter, preferred inside diameter, and preferred thickness for clutch spacing. So we will discuss cone clutch in the next class. There will be video and we will discuss it in the next class. So is it okay? হ্যালো,
Yes, sir.
আচ্ছা তোমরা একটা জিনিস দেখো তো, এই 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 সাউন্ডটা শোনা যায় কিনা জাস্ট আমাকে বলো। আজকে কোনো আলোচনা হবে না, কোনো ডিসকাশন হবে না, আমি ভিডিওটা চালাচ্ছি, সাউন্ডটা
হুম।
তোমরা শুনতে পাও কিনা আমাকে বলো।
Okay.
Hi guys, welcome to HowMuchWork.com. Today, with the help of this animation,
হ্যাঁ স্যার শুনতে পাচ্ছি, একটু
শুনতে
আসতে।
পাচ্ছ তো? হ্যাঁ,
হ্যাঁ স্যার, হ্যাঁ স্যার, হ্যাঁ স্যার।
বোঝা যাচ্ছে তো কি বলতে চাইছে?
স্যার একটু আস্তে আস্তে সাউন্ড আসছে।
আস্তে আস্তে, এটা জোর করা, এটা তো ম্যাক্সিমাম করা আছে, আর কিছু করা যাবে না তো, এটা
স্যার,
ম্যাক্সিমাম করা আছে।
তা আপনার ল্যাপটপের ভলিউমটা কি ম্যাক্সিমাম করা?
এই যে দেখো, এই যে
স্যার মানে
এইটা
ওটা না
বলো।
স্যার, স্যার নিচে দেখুন আপনার একদম টাইম যেখানে আছে ওর ঠিক পাশে যে লোগো
এটা
টাইমের যে, হ্যাঁ লেফট, হ্যাঁ স্যার।
এটা
ওটা-
ম্যাক্সিমাম করা নেই।
the drive is getting towards the fly
দেখো তো
from the engine.
এখন কি বেটার?
The female
এটা বেটার, হ্যাঁ স্যার।
এটা বেটার, ঠিক আছে, আমরা এটা পরের দিন শুনবো।
it also starts rotating.
ওকে স্যার,
ওকে,
হুম, ওকে,
সো লেট আস স্টপ হিয়ার।
ওকে স্যার, ওকে।
Okay, sir.
তোমরা কিন্তু ওইটা আমাকে বলনি, তোমাদেরকে বললাম